what's going on, everybody, man? You already know what time it is. This is another episode. By the title and thumbnail, you already know what to expect, so I don't gotta say too much, man. Just know these are things that will possibly change your reality. It will change your way of thinking. It will honestly open up your mind into the world that we potentially live in right now. But before we get into anything, I just want to tell you all that I appreciate the support we've been receiving lately. Just this a whole December. Like, it's just been something genuinely amazing. And we're almost to a milestone of 1 million subscribers. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that sub button. But make sure when you hit that subscribe button, you have to hit that notification bell and click all in order for the subscribe to count. Or you're technically not part of the crew. You're not part, I'm just playing. You part of the family. It's just YouTube be tripping sometime. Like, they just, I don't know why. You can keep subscribing. You will not see my videos. So make sure that you click that notification bell and click all in order to get notified. If you're new to the channel, you want your little rag like mine. You see what I'm saying? But we're finna get into this video right now, man. So make sure if you all enjoy that you give this video a huge thumbs up. Let's break this algorithm. Let's hit the top of this firmament. I'm telling y'all, 10,000 likes. It'll literally take 5 seconds out your day and go spam in the comments. Thousands of comments. I don't care if it's from one person. I need 1,000 comments. Let's get it. Let's go.
Entertainment and subliminal messaging. The entertainment industry has been a source of conspiracies for a long time, with often disturbing subliminal messages in children's entertainment, such as references to suicide and sex found in everything from Disney movies to SpongeBob. But it often goes deeper and darker. The entertainment industry, especially Disney, has seen several instances of hiring young children, making them into massive celebrities, making a fortune off of them, and driving them insane.
It's true.
This has also happened with the K-pop industry, with their so-called slave contracts that force the young singers into decades of servitude, having them work endless hour days and running them to the point of exhaustion. There are actually many instances of these young singers collapsing on stage due to exhaustion. This also links back to the conversation of pedophilia networks, for many celebrities have now spoken out about how bad Hollywood really is for pedophilia.
We were just talking about this.
People like Brad Pitt, Elijah Wood, Evan Rachel Wood, and Corey Feldman. The news. The news often perpetuates a story that things are bad and getting worse. There is a consistent theme from the news of toxicity, and as people watch this in mass, we come to believe it, and thus perpetuate it. The people running the news command more attention by spreading this kind of information because bad news gets more attention than positive stories, and therefore, we continue to create this reality.
That's true.
When you are constantly looking at the world in a negative light, you are not looking at your own light. In fact, you don't even know that there is light within you. There is only darkness, shadows, and frightening imagery. And so what happens? But humanity falls further and further into a world of self-created delusion. It's also worth mentioning that even the local news is ultimately both written for and controlled by a unified source, regardless of the network. Just watch this clip and you'll see how bad it really is.
Our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these things they think are true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Mass surveillance. The Medal of Honor for revealing this really goes to Edward Snowden, the whistleblower who brought to the collective attention how the Secret Service of the US and UK governments had the ability to spy on literally everyone, tracking metadata, watching everywhere that you go, and what you're up to. The first program to be revealed was PRISM, which allows for court-approved direct access to Americans' Google and Yahoo accounts and everything in them. Then came Tempora, a British Black Ops surveillance program run by the NSA's British partner, GCHQ. This includes stuff like call databases, numbers, text messages, and even a secret court order requiring Verizon to hand the NSA millions of Americans' phone records daily. One of Snowden's most frightening statements came in 2013, when he explained that by using the X-Keyscore program, I, sitting at my desk, could wiretap anyone, from you or your accountant to a federal judge or even the president, if I had a personal email. The NSA's top secret black budget, obtained by Snowden, exposed the successes and failures of over 16 spy agencies comprising the US intelligence community, and revealed that the NSA was paying US private tech companies for clandestine access to their communications networks. All in all, it was revealed that the NSA was harvesting millions of emails and instant messaging contact lists, searching email content, tracking and mapping the location of cell phones, undermining attempts at encryption via Bull Run, and that the agency was using cookies to piggyback on the same tools used by internet advertisers to pinpoint targets for government hacking and to bolster surveillance. And yet, after all of this info being dropped, it has mysteriously disappeared from mainstream discussion.
Wow. That was a lot of information to take in there, and that was pretty interesting. We all know what the government is up to when it comes to this social media, face recognition, and you can just put your face on this AI app and it's going to turn you into a kid. We just need your face scan. Put your passwords in. Do your fingerprints. Okay, you can do any fingerprint. It don't have to just be it can be your thumb, your pinky. Now we can do eye recognition and face recognition. All you gotta do is scan your face. It just seems like it's going to be a time where like the cars is just going to drive itself on how we feel. Like, I'm telling you all, y'all saw the car, the BMW they're gonna release, that you literally just put your hand on it. It's like an avatar thing, and it literally makes the whole car move. Like, it's weird out here, man.
Ever heard of the phantom time hypothesis? It's a theory that suggests we've been living a lie. The hypothesis is a historical conspiracy theory proposed by German historian Heribert Illig in 1991. According to Illig, we are not living in the 21st century, but rather in the 18th century. Sounds crazy, right? The theory suggests that the early Middle Ages, 614 through 911 AD, never happened and were fabricated by the Holy Roman Emperor Otto III, Pope Sylvester II, and possibly the Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII. They allegedly altered the existing calendar to place themselves at the special year of 1000 AD, creating a phantom time of 297 years that never existed. Illig's hypothesis is based on the scarcity of archaeological evidence that can be reliably dated from the years 614 through 911, the perceived inadequacies of radiometric and dendrochronological methods of dating this period, and the over-reliance of medieval historians on written sources. The phantom time hypothesis is widely dismissed by mainstream historians and scholars. It contradicts verifiable historical and archaeological data from around the world, and the Gregorian calendar we use today, introduced by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582, is widely accepted as accurate. So, what do you think? Are we living in a fabricated timeline?
Man, I personally feel like time doesn't exist. They possibly just made time to help with control. And I have heard about a lot of people that if you can manipulate your time, that you will be able to be very successful. Like, it's people, I'm not going to say you need to stay up to 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, but I have plenty of friends who be up to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning because they don't be tired. They be really just in a zone and really getting to it. And they're millionaires right now, but it's like they manipulated time in a way to where it works on their time and not really them working on the time. If they are
melanin right now, I think, is at $463 a gram. Melanin is more expensive than gold right now per gram. You have 150 trillion cells in your body. Each trillion cells in your body have melanin particles and melanin fragments in it. You are a walking gazillionaire. So now it makes sense why we coming up missing. We coming up missing, and we missing the organs that have most of the melanin in it. You have more melanin in your heart and in your internal organs than you have in your skin, and they are taking it, man. Have y'all ever Googled the statistics of how many black women get abducted and they never find them a year? Like, y'all should whip out y'all phones and start looking up this stuff, man. It will blow your mind. Most of the time, the body is decomposed. Lately, within the last 5 years, they starting to pull our teeth from our skull. Don't know what they doing with our teeth, but they're pulling our teeth from our skulls. Y'all ain't hear about them 85 black women that just came up missing from Oprah Winfrey School? Where they at? Yeah. It's an evil world we living in.
Wow. It was 85 African women that was missing from Oprah Winfrey School. Can anybody confirm that down below? That is wild.
I work for a large hospital system in Broward County, Florida, on the anesthesia team. Last night, the house nurse manager came to my department and told us that we must prepare for a COVID crisis that's going to start next week. And the hospital will be taking part of our recovery unit, anesthesia recovery unit, to house COVID patients. And that we cannot allow surgical patients' families to come visit them, which we do pre and post surgery, pre and post anesthesia. And I looked at her and I said, how do you know you're going to need our rooms, our bays? And how do you know there's going to be a crisis next week? She tilted down her glasses, she looked at me, and she said, you know what's going on by now. And I said, yeah, I do. And everyone else just went, oh, here we go again, and shrugged their shoulders. Does anyone else find this really strange?
Yeah, that's weird.
Me?
That is weird.
It's about time that this whole corrupted, stinking system is brought down.
That is weird.
Because I'm really hating my job right now. I can't stand this corruption anymore. Please share.
Yeah, that is weird. I sure was just looking on my phone right here, trying to see when this was made. I'm not sure when this was made, but it's definitely weird to know that she said, I mean, you know what's going on by now. So are they like putting this out into particular areas and making people come and basically racking up money on what's going on? So that's possibly what she was referencing to, is that it's possibly not something that's constantly going on, but it's controlled. And she know, because it's all planned, how many people are going to come or how many people will get infected with this type of symptoms, you know.
Astral projection is one of the most sacred things you can do. You literally leave your body, attach it with a silver cord, and travel the fourth dimension. It's a real experience, not like a dream at all. It feels realer than being awake right now because your soul is literally there. You can travel the universe and find the truth of everything. Think about all the stuff you could do legit though. You can visit family. You can even go back in time and see what stuff looked like in the past. You can go places that you're not allowed to go in the physical.
We gotta talk about the fourth dimension.
Yeah.
We know that there are people who can experience the fourth dimension while being in the third dimension. Some people have clairaudience where they can hear beyond the normal human ear and hear sounds from the fourth dimension. You got clairsentient people who can read other people's emotions and feelings and also read the energy of rooms, houses, parks, basically picking up on the feeling of everything. Then you have clairvoyant, where actually able to see beyond the range of the human eye, aka seeing things in the fourth dimension, traveling anywhere you want to go. A lot of people call these experiences psychic abilities. And as you know, the average worldly person is only going to limit their 3D experiences to 3D abilities. I feel like the real world would accept it more if it was put into like court cases and stuff like that. But because this is like a 3D realm, they're only going to accept 3D things into the courts. Let's move forward because I want you to actually understand the fourth dimension and how it works. This next part is not to scare you, it's for awareness. I came across a video that perfectly explains the situation, and this is her TikTok. Before I show you the video, y'all know those glitches that be happening where like something disappears or there's a weird phenomenon that people can't explain? The Bermuda Triangle, things going missing, and people don't notice it. They don't really care, you know, it's not seen, they can't explain it, so it doesn't matter. Like situations like this.
Oh.
Where did the thing go that he just threw up? Now she's about to explain the things that we do to the second dimension is the same things that the fourth dimension could be doing to us.
We could steal these gems without a key and without damaging the safe. And she would have no idea how they were taken. But we should keep an eye out for ourselves. A four-dimensional creature could steal from our safes without a key, could take the yolk from an egg without breaking the shell, appear in a closed room, or see inside of our brains. The fourth dimension is perpendicular to all of our normal 3D space-time.
AKA, while you're in the astral realm, you can see things that other people can't see. You can jump into people's dreams. Why sometimes we have glitches. But there's an interesting reason why people don't acknowledge the realms the ghosts, and all the things that happen to us that we can't explain, because our 3D mind tries to rationalize everything on a 3D level.
Able to break in without a key, but she hasn't taken into account the idea that a three-dimensional creature, such as myself, might be peering in from above. She doesn't even know the concept of above.
Hence why a lot of y'all are having a hard time accepting the concept of fourth dimensional beings, fifth dimensional beings, fourth dimensional experiences, people with psychic abilities. So now that y'all have watched this video, what do you think about the astral realm, the fourth dimension, all of that? Y'all stay dangerous.
I feel like it's a lot that I gotta learn. Anybody who have done a lot of research on things like this, please let us know down below to help us out. But I feel like I possibly have to look more into it because I kind of got lost in some of the parts. I'm gonna be completely honest. You know, I don't like to lie to y'all. See, but it did seem like on some of the parts as well that she hit home. You get what I'm saying? That it sounded like she was mainly talking about astro projecting. That's really what I'm getting from it. Child, let me know your honest thoughts and opinions on this video in particular.
They said it was a sundown town. That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is 2023.
It's 2023.
A sundown town?
And there's sundown towns.
Wow. But you were mentioning there's one actually here in Alabama. We're in Alabama.
It's called Coleman, Alabama.
Coleman, Alabama.
C-U-L-L-M-A-N.
Okay.
Coleman.
And then tell me about your story just now.
Okay. I was in Coleman. I was working with a real estate company where we would go out. People would call in off of postcard ads to buy their houses. So it was one particular house that was located in Coleman, and I was training with an office in Huntsville, and so I noticed strange glances every time they mentioned we were going to Coleman, and so I stayed quiet. I've heard of Coleman, but I didn't want to jump the gun. I wanted to see what they knew. I wanted to just pay attention. So we're riding, and as we come into town, I see a store, and it had a guy's face painted on the side of it. He had a beard. And so, I mean, to me, he looked like a person of color. I said, oh, this is a forward-thinking town. Look at that. They have, you know, I'm thinking, okay, they done put somebody up. The driver looks at the passenger because the two guys I was riding with were in the front, I'm in the back. They look at each other. He said, no, it's actually very much the opposite. He tells me out of his mouth, this is probably the most racist town in Alabama. It is a sundown town. I said, now you tell me after y'all bring me here. They're like, oh, you'll be fine, man. You'll be fine. You know, two country boys, so they're gonna be fine.
Right.
Well, yeah, you're good. I said, do I need to stay in the car when we get here? Oh, no, man. I said, okay. We pull up. We hop out. I'm hopping out the car. Everybody's getting out, closing the doors. I'm walking around. White lady comes out of the house, older, a little older. She looks at everybody. She sees me and yells out, oh, y'all brought a black fella.
That was she was bold.
Out loud, yelled it. Because I was,
at least she ain't say color
in the street. So I'm in the road, getting out, walking around, and she yelled it.
So how did that rest of the interaction go?
I stayed out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I let them two take the lead. She kept trying to like grab me, like it was weird. And then one time she acted like she was gonna fall, and I held my arm out, you know, in the house to help her. Like, oh, don't fall. She said, "Watch out, I'm dangerous." I was like, I gotta get out.
Yeah, that's not gonna make me feel good.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I didn't even know where'd that come from.
Right.
For the act of benevolence.
I would love if you left a review for Coleman, Alabama.
I would love to leave a review
because
I want to warn people who have never heard of it.
Yeah,
because there's businesses there. There's warehouses. So if you're a truck driver, you might be like, oh, Coleman, okay, but you need to know, don't spend the night there.
Dang.
I'm gonna have to go look up in Coleman, Alabama, and see if this is honestly true.
Lasers? Really? To change the weather?
That's right. Well, as Mark Twain once famously said, everyone complains about the weather, but no one ever does anything about it. Well, instead of doing a rain dance, we physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts.
What?
Go ahead.
Well,
that's crazy.
This fascinates me in part because, too, I remember reading the stories that China had used this during the Olympics, that the USSR had used this after Chernobyl to create rain clouds. I mean, did those really work then? we have some of these capabilities now?
Inconclusive. Even in the 60s, the CIA used this to bring down monsoons during the Vietnam War to wash out the Viet Cong.
Wow.
Governments have been
Was
playing with
alleged
this
to.
thing.
Alleged to.
Alleged to, right.
Yeah.
Now, realize that for decades now, these governments have been alleged to have experimented with weather control, but nothing conclusive. This time we're bringing in the laws of physics rather than simply waving our hands and uttering mumbo jumbo. We're actually using trillion-watt lasers now. And in the laboratory, sure enough, they precipitate rain out of water vapor. Sure enough, you can actually bring down electricity down the beam. Firing trillion-watt lasers, you rip apart the electrons, creating what are called ions, and these ions act like seeds, like dust particles, bringing down rain and even lightning.
Wow, that is scary to know that they're using the weather as a weapon defense mechanism. And I never thought of something like that. Like, yeah, they control the weather, but can they control the weather in a sense of war? Just imagine we sending thunderstorms and hurricanes and all these other type of things. Just imagine somebody sends something over towards somebody. Oh, these people are fighting us. Well, we're going to put just this side over a thunderstorm so they can barely see. And he said allegedly. He should have said allegedly on that one. Allegedly. I'm going to say that myself too.
I can't believe I sat through a school safety meeting today and we went over alien invasion protocols, procedures. What to do if there's an alien invasion.
That's crazy.
Our county really gave us procedures for that. And honestly, I did not process anything that was said during that part of the presentation because I could not believe what I was looking at. Like, anybody else out there get alien invasion protocols? What to do with your students if there's an alien invasion? Just mine?
No, that's actually weird though. Did anybody else receive that? Because I personally want to know as well. Like when I was younger, we never had to go through anything like that. So it's really just a question on to why is it a big thing now? Like what's coming on now to where they feel like they have to teach it? And can anybody confirm and ask those children or any teachers out there that what she was saying held some substance?
All right, y'all. So we are on our way to the pumpkin patch, 4D Farms in Coleman County, Alabama. And I saw these cute little cows, so I had to get out the car and stop and look at them. I've never seen cows bathing before, so I was really, really excited about this. Anyway, we made it to the pumpkin patch, which was a huge farm, all of us there. And we were super duper excited about it. We went with Aiden, his grandmother, and Nick and Nate, and we had a really, really great time. Here's a little bit of what we did. So y'all, there were no other black people in sight when we got there, which was a little weird because people were staring at us, but we saw a real live cowboy. And he did some really cool cowboy tricks. So we were really excited about that as we first started off. Then we were off to the pig races. This was so cool. The pink pig is the one that won. And she did a really great job. It was really, really cute. Here's a candid of Aiden standing there watching the pigs. So next we went and we rode the swings. These were really, really fun. You got a chance to see like most of the park. Then we got in line for this roller coaster. And let me tell y'all, this coaster is like a no-go for moms, anybody over the age of like 10.
It doesn't really seem like that they had so much of a problem. So I guess it looked like they had fun. So I guess it used to be a sundown town. Let's get that right. It used to be, I guess, back in the days. It looked like she pretty, happy, her and her family. She felt pretty safe and things like that. So that is good to know. It would be pretty crazy if sundown town still was a thing in 2023. I'm telling you. But yeah, we could call this one a wrap. I feel like this was pretty cool. Yeah. We'll go ahead and end it off on this one. I think that's the end of the compilation. But this one was pretty interesting. This entire episode was. It's always cool with learning something new. And I hope you all learned something new as well. But more importantly, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button. It will help this video rank into the algorithm. Spam the comments down below. Let's get to 10,000. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But if you don't hit that notification bell, it do not count. You got to hit that notification bell and click all in order to get notified. But more importantly, y'all, make sure to stay blessed, and I'll see you all tomorrow.